Hello, everybody. It's Dave Neal, stand-up comic and host of Bachelor Nation News. Rachel Lindsay continues to discuss her breakup, every episode getting more in depth about what she's going through. Here we have her a month after Brian Abasolo files for divorce, and this is what she has to say regarding the matter. Have a listen.
And you know how, like, once you start that, I mean, obviously, it's just, man, divorce is tough. It's tough.
Sure.
You're going through it.
I'm going through it, and sometimes I don't think that I'm honest with myself about my feelings. And so, you know, it just comes out in different ways. But it was one of those weekends where I was like, I think too, sorry to start this, I'm in an emo mood. So.
All right, so we're already getting a very loose and casual Rachel, already breaking down. Look, I mean, just give her a lot of grace. It's got to be terribly difficult to go through, especially with the weight of the world judging you because your relationship didn't work out. She's no different than anybody else. The relationship didn't work out, and she's going to discuss kind of the recovery.
Sorry to start the podcast email. But, you know, I just think to people, and I know it's encouraging when people are like, oh, you're so strong. You're one of the strongest people that I know. But I'm also, you know, when you're going through a divorce, you go through so many emotions, like all of them, every single emotion, it's a range of it. And you're just trying your best to keep your head afloat and not fully drown in those emotions. But this weekend, I was like, you know what? I'm just going to succumb to these emotions. I can't be strong all the time. I'm just going to sit in bed, watch TV, and do nothing.
Yeah, there's a lot of times when you go through some sort of breakup or traumatic event, you want to keep your mind busy and do other things, but the energy never burns off until you acknowledge it and address it, and it can take a long time. So I'm sure her worst days are behind her, but yeah, those moments where you're like, all right, let's just have a rainy weekend and just figure this out. You're only going to get better.
I forced myself to get up and go to dinner.
So.
And then the paparazzi were there, and they were like, single life looks good on you, Rachel. And I was like,
That's funny. Yeah.
I wasn't ready for it. It was raining when we came out of the restaurant. Shout out to Alvin. Who listens to the podcast. I was with my friend Alvin. You've met him.
Chicken niggas?
Wait, what was that one?
Oh, no, that's Justin.
No, that's Justin.
Yeah.
That's Justin. Alvin is from Port Arthur, though. We went to college together.
I know Alvin. Alvin's great.
Yeah. So Alvin and I come out, it's raining. And I'm like, oh, gosh, it's raining. I didn't know it was supposed to rain tonight. And then all of a sudden, I see this flash of light. And I thought lightning had hit the tent. And then I go, oh, shit. And they were like, it's single, like taking pictures of Alvin. And I'm like, oh, God, they're going to think Alvin.
By the way, why are they taking photos? Who looks at paparazzi photos anymore? Get the videos.
It's my man.
So, you know what you have to do? They got
what do I have to do? Give me the...
Now, of course, Van Lathan worked for TMZ. He knows how to handle these situations.
Give me the tips.
So are these flash photographers mostly, or are
it wasn't video?
Interviews?
It wasn't video.
It wasn't video. Okay. Well, with flash photographers, the only thing you can actually do is look your best. Just your pictures are going to sell. There's a story behind you. So when you come out, just look good. Because what you want is you want to control the narrative. So you want the narrative to be Rachel Lindsay, post-breakup hotness through the roof. Rachel Lindsay looks amazing.
I'm not ready for that
because
yet.
I'm telling you right now, the moment they catch you at like Walmart or Target looking disheveled and stuff, the story is then going to be, I've seen these pictures come in, the story is then going to be Rachel Lindsay, destroyed by grief as she goes to, you know what I mean? So the best thing that you can do, if it's flash, the best thing that you can do is just look your best.
I didn't. I looked cute. I was casual. You know, I was just coming to the restaurant, but I wasn't ready. So I know there was a look of shock on my face. And then Alvin, the Port Arthur came out in him. And he just isn't used to that. So he was like getting like real protective. And I was like, Alvin, just let them take pictures. Just smile, put your head down, keep it moving. And he was like, no, I'm about to fight. And I was like, Alvin.
That's the problem with public. You're allowed to take photos of people in public, and if you fight it, the photo becomes worth that much more. That's what kind of sucks. It's almost like with my scenario with this Jane Doe who's accusing me of harassment on her and all these things. Like, the more she tries to fight everybody talking about her publicly, the more she's going to create more content for herself versus just fessing up. Now, completely different scenario in which Rachel's a perfectly innocent victim here. I shouldn't say victim, but Rachel's an innocent party, as all she's done is, receive divorce papers from her husband. But I'd like to see a scenario where people champion Rachel Lindsay. And I think so often there's a segment of people that have a hard time empathizing with her, whether it because she has a different skin color, I don't know. There's something about Rachel Lindsay that's gotten under a lot of people's skin in Bachelor Nation, which I think is a ridiculous way to look at her. She's been brave. She's been a real, huge figure in Bachelor Nation, and she's open and honest in sharing her struggle. Why do we need to see people break down before we sort of have empathy for them? That's a problem with us as consumers. Like, we should assume everyone has hard days, even if they're wealthy or have a better job than we have. Like, she's got hard days. I mean, anyone who's been out there and who's gone through divorce and had to deal with this, imagine doing it in the public eye like she is. Imagine dealing with paparazzi asking you how you're doing on your worst days. Can't be a good thing.
Alvin, please don't.
I mean, look,
please don't.
He can do whatever he wants. What you have to do is just boom. That's the thing. Now, if someone puts a camera in your face and they want an interview, then, well, I mean,
it wasn't that.
But if that happens, like if a TMZ camera gets you or somebody else, hey, Rachel, how are things going? It's just the magnanimous playoff. Hey, how you guys doing? Oh, so good to see you guys. All right, you guys have a nice night. No, we're not talking about any of that right now, but I'm feeling good. I'm doing good. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. And then you go into the magnanimous playoff, because anything other than that leaves room for them to interpret what your feelings are. So even if you say silent, Rachel Lindsay, silently crushed by depression in wake of breakup. All right. And then if you're mad, Rachel Lindsay pushed to the brink of anger by very public breakup. So these are the things you do. So
you are so good at your job.
Guys, no, hey, it's good to see you. Watch out. Oh, watch out. Always, when you want to do something, always tell a camera guy, watch out, don't fall. When he's backpedaling
that's a good tip.
When he's backpedaling and he's shooting you, oh, watch out now, don't fall. Okay, thank you. No, thank you guys very much. Thank you. We'll it's all things are fine. Thank you. Going boom. You're giving them nothing. You're giving them nothing is what you're doing.
I will tell you, the TMZs are usually good to me. When I run into a TMZ camera, they always say, tell Van I said hi. Every time without fail.
Okay.
Every single time. They're like, tell Van I said hi.
That's gonna get...
And I say, I will.
All right. All right. You don't want to.
All right. So this is the stage of podcasting. We went from, I'll comment on this later, I'm not ready to talk about it, to I'll share that I'm having a hard day, but I'm not going to talk specifically about what led up to the breakup. That's where they are now. Let's just listen for one more moment and see if they mention anything about Brian, or if it's kind of just about her mental health.
Want somebody to get fired, because I'm sure that's not making any
They do.
So shout out to them. I saw one of my old TMZ coworkers had a back and forth with Kanye not too long ago.
Right, so then they move it on. All right. Well, look, I mean, hey, we're not going to, it's 2024. It's the world of daily media. So we're not getting just a all-out tell-all from Rachel just yet, but we're finding out she's struggling. She's still trying to move on with her life, go out to dinner, do all those things you're supposed to do. You're supposed to still go out to dinner. You're supposed to eat healthy food. You're supposed to go to SoulCycle class with Jill Biden. You're supposed to do all these things and hope that your body, as it takes over, when your soul feels like it can't go any further, that you'll just get back into a routine. That's the worst thing you can do. Now, it's okay to have a day where you want to just stay on the couch and cry, but you can't be doing that 2, 3, 4 days in a row. You got to get out. You got to go to Trader Joe's and smell the muffins. You got to. Guys, if anyone's out there having a hard time, you got to keep moving. Still water breeds disease. You need to be a bustling river. Keep moving. You're gonna be okay. My next video might have very big updates. We'll get back to you all in a little bit with that.